Anytime you are close to the Most High, you will know He will show you the witty inventions and the dark sayings of man. So I decided to buckle down and turn my face back to God. As I began to turn my face back to God, all hell pretty much broke loose. He would come by. The love was still there, but it was no longer transparent. I felt the disconnect. I felt the lies. I felt the use and abuse of this individual. So, because of me being rebellious and disobedient to the Most High, when He told me to get out of it, I decided, okay, eventually He'll get it together and it'll be what it is. But unfortunately, that was not the case, because the abuse, the pain, the lies, the lack of time and lack of reciprocity in a relationship actually stripped me from me. And I remember crying out to the Most High. Well, I didn't hear from the Most High that day, but a couple of days later He spoke to me. And He said, let it go. So I was talking to my daughter one day, and my kids know exactly how much I loved this man, and I still do love him, but I have a godly love for him, because we cannot reward evil for good, for it shall not depart from our house. So she would say, oh, you're not going to leave him alone. I said, oh, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And it had come to the point where I had to actually edify myself to do this, because I was no longer going to accept this abuse and the neglect, and also the energy harvesting, where he would take my energy and feed it to other women, but he thought that the women was after him because of who he were. But anytime that you associate or have entwined with a spiritual being, all the devils want it. And I would tell him exactly what the Most High would tell me. So I guess you could say he didn't pay it no attention. So long story short, here we are. After all this took place, I decided that I was gonna allow God to really come in and really be the center of my life, my everything. Now, even as a child growing up, I always experienced God. I knew who I were as a little girl. But through this process and this pain, a lot of things came up from my past, from my middle age up until my adulthood. So I began to just read my word, focus on God like I did before I really caught these strong feelings for this man. And I'm going to rewind just a little bit, because when he used to come and see me, I would stop reading my word, stop studying, and I would give this man this time. So when it all came to the surface of it all, um, I let it go. When I let it go, oh, that was the most painful thing I could have experienced in my life. I had boyfriends and my baby dad, but this man was something special, and I knew we was for each other, but we can say that we met at the wrong timing, but he was for me. And he knew that he was for me, because he would state certain things to me. But it's an awful thing when a man knows that a woman truly love him. Some some men take advantage of it, and that's what he did to me. I didn't know about narcissistic abuse or none of that. All I knew about was spiritual, and what it means to be spiritual, and what it means to know, to honor God. And even when I was doing what I was doing, I would still acknowledge that my sin was always before him, and I would tell him that, God, you know I love him, and I just want you to help me to understand him, and that, you work on him. Well, when you're good and another person desire the world more than the creator, it becomes a battlefield. And this war was played for many years. When I say many years, many years. The years had went by so fast because of all the hell I had went through with this man, that when I came out, I didn't realize it was that many years. I had wasted time, which I thought I wasted time. So when I finally let go, and what really broke the camel back is, he wanted to have intercourse with